Well, welcome everybody. I'm Mr. Stoffer and I get to be the principal at Sherman. I hope you enjoyed that video. We just wanted to show a little bit about the things that we really care about the most and what we're really working on this year, and that is teaching your kids. And students, we're here for you. Again, thank you for being here. We're glad you're spending a little bit of your time with us this evening. As we get going, I want to also identify a couple people who are helping us in the background as producers. Mr. Keefe and Mrs. Miller in the background, and they're going to be helping us throughout this broadcast. It is a live broadcast, and it's a new thing for us, so hopefully it comes across with the right message that we're intending. If you are on Facebook Live, below the screen right here that you're observing this, you'll have an opportunity to put any questions or comments that you have, and we'll have Mr. Keefe and Mrs. Miller monitoring them and letting us know so we can make sure we answer those questions as they come. Also, if you are on YouTube, you will have on your right hand of your screen, right here on this side, you will also be able to do the same thing and put your comments and your questions, and we will get to answer them as quickly as possible. Again, welcome, and thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Hello, Gators. We are so excited that you could join us tonight, and hopefully you got a little taste of that video, and we wanted to express just our gratitude and for your support as we were thrust into what we like to refer to as crisis learning last spring. And we're also super excited. All of our teachers are really ready to express some of the quality learning experiences that the kids are going to jump into from the lessons that we've learned. And we like to refer to that, what we're about ready to jump into this fall, is distance learning. So the difference between the two, and both of those are going to be relying upon the kids, the parents, and the teachers all working together. And I have no doubt in my mind that the Gators will prevail in this effort. Now for a couple of housekeeping items. So our office hours, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our office hours, to our office that will be staffed to answer the phones, answer emails. The phones will be staffed in the office from 8 a.m. until 3 every day. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Also, we are going to continue to offer lunches here at the school from 11:15 until 12:15 every day. So if you are able to come over and grab those lunches, they will be ready for you. Thanks to a grant, Sherman has the ability to give our breakfast similar to how they did in the fall, and lunches for free to Sherman students. If you are picking up a lunch for a middle schooler or high schooler, those will be charged at the respective rates of those kiddos.
Thank you, Mr. Channer. Appreciate that. A couple other details that we've been asked frequently have to be with communication. What is the way that in which the school is going to communicate with us? Well, one way, if you see down along the bottom, along the rolling board down there, we have a Facebook, a YouTube page, and a Twitter page. We highly recommend following those. We do post a lot of information of upcoming activities, recent announcements, and basically anything else we have going on. We try to give you good feedback there. This year also, and many of you are probably familiar with this mechanism, and it's called Remind. It's an app that actually sends you text alerts, and we are now using it district-wide. So that will become more of a frequent reminder and a frequent used app that we will be sending out weekly communications. Now, in those communications, here's some things that you can expect. First, from the administrative team, from Mr. Channer and myself. We will send out a weekly video in which we bring you updated to things that might be transpiring that week. We'll also have some other items that might be in there of interest for you. That will be done and posted on Facebook, YouTube, and pushed out through Remind. And so you can expect to receive that every Monday. Now, the teachers will also be talking about their communication with you. There's a couple of venues in which they will use, but we'll have them talk about that as they meet and greet you here in just a few minutes. Now, another question that we're typically asked in a worry that comes across from parents, and it's an understandable one, is what platforms are we going to be using on our iPads or our kids? What are they going to be using? And the good news is for those of you who are with us during the crisis learning, we are going to be using Teams and Flipgrid. Those are going to be two of our predominant ones. Now, there will be some grade-specific platforms, and again, each teacher will work with those. But for Monday, really be looking for Teams and Flipgrid. We do have one additional platform that will be new, but it will also be a huge help for parents, and it's called Otis. Shortly, you'll be receiving an email from the Nampa School District with a code that will help you link all of your kids. If you have more than one kid in the Nampa School District, it will link all of them to where you can see all of your students' assignments, where they need to get the assignments, and how they're progressing on those assignments, including seeing what their current grades are. So a much better platform to help you as parents stay really up to date with what is taking place on a day-to-day basis with your students. Now, these are going to be the main primary ones that we use. Again, our teachers will spend a little bit of time talking about those platforms that they will be using for you. And at this point in time, we're going to start moving in and introducing our teachers.
What's up, Mr. Soffer? I think we have one of your absolute favorite grade levels coming up.
Oh, we must be talking about third grade.
I believe we are talking about third grade.
Talking about
and
third.
We are going to bring in Miss Earl first because she is the absolute biggest Seahawk fan that I have ever met. It is amazing how much she loves the Seahawks. So, Miss Earl, why don't you take it away and let's talk about your love of the Seahawks for a couple minutes.
Really?
She's giving me that. She's actually a 49er fan. We're trying to get her switched over. But let's bring in the rest of your third grade team. We'll stop giving you a hard time, and I will drop out so that you guys can take the show away.
Okay. Am I up? Okay. Do you have my slides up?
I'm getting there. Hang on just a second.
Sorry. Okay, ready? I have something in front of the screen, so I can't see. Okay, so good evening, parents. Thank you for joining us on our virtual open house, and I hope that you're learning a lot and having fun. I am Miss Earl, not a Seahawks fan. I'm the first teacher you will meet on our third grade team. I am also the ELL teacher for this team, and I'm excited to be teaching with Miss Potter this year for ELA. Next slide, please. Okay, a little about myself. I have been teaching for 8 years, and the best years have been here at Sherman. I have a master's degree in education. Personally, I am married to my fabulous husband, Justin, and we have 5 children together. And our youngest is here at Sherman in the third grade as well. So I want to reach out to you as a parent. We're all in this together during these times. I know from firsthand experience that having a child doing school online is not always the easiest. I want you to know that you are being heard and you are not alone. I'm your sidekick, and I will vouch for not only myself, but my team and this amazing school that we are going to tackle this together and we will succeed absolutely. There is no other school or district that I would want my children to be at. Next slide, please, Mr. Keith. That being said, this is our schedule for third grade. We are your child's teacher, and we want to give them the same attention they would get as if they were getting up in the morning, getting on the bus, and walking through these doors. Our third grade schedule is presented right here, as well as on our web pages that Mr. Keith just talked about and showed you how to get to. We want to be live and available as much as possible, but we understand that schedules may conflict. So please rest assured that everything is being done, or that is being done online, will be recorded, that you can rewatch or watch at your convenience when your schedule meets that. We as a third grade team felt that we had the opportunity to be live, online, available as much as possible throughout the day. But please know that this doesn't mean your child is required to be online all day. We are just available the entire workday. So through the district, we ask that your child be online for 60 to 120 minutes between the 3 core subjects that you see here on the schedule for our live sessions only. And then there will be a lot of time to work in small groups, work with them one-on-one, have meetings, and be with them online as much as possible throughout the day. Our schedule is tentative and could have minor changes done weekly. You will be sent out communication either on Sunday or Monday mornings on what the week will look like. We will always present that to you. Next slide, please. So participation in third grade, what I and our third grade team is asking from you and your child is to just do your very, very, very best. We are available for your child when needed for additional help. We are here to help. We want to help, and we're looking forward to helping and being available. When it comes time to join us in meetings and you are ready to work, just turn on your iPad, join the meeting, turn off your mic. That will help, and be ready to learn. I will not care if you're in your jammies, if you're on the couch, you have your own workstation, or you're at daycare. I just will be absolutely ecstatic to see you and just show up. To help with this, I ask that each night, as the other grade levels have asked, that you just make sure that the iPad is plugged in, the crayon plugged in and charged, because there is nothing worse than being ready to be going to school and not being able to connect. If you can get a hold of headphones, that will be really good to communicate and so limit the extra background noise. Slide, please. My contact information is my email address, as well as the school website that Mr. Keith just walked you through, and the Remind app, which is absolutely awesome. If you have any questions for me, just email me or get on the website and you can connect with me through that or on Remind. In your child's bag they received with their devices was a green welcome back letter. On that letter was a QR code. If you can click on that and fill that out so we have information on if our schedule is working best for most families. Next up is my fellow third grade teacher, Miss Johnson. You guys have a great night, and I will see you on Monday.
Hi, Sherman Gators. We're gonna take a moment while Mr. Keith gets my PowerPoint all set up. But I'm so excited to see you guys, and I'm so excited for Monday. This is my student teacher, Mrs. Cox. She's going to be working with us for this semester. It's going to be a great learning experience for everybody involved, I think. It's also just a very exciting time. We are all learning new things and we're all trying new things, and I am so excited to be able to learn with you guys during this time.
Hey, really quickly there, I wanted to point something out as I'm getting your slides up, because this comment here is amazing. Someone on YouTube was commenting a couple of things, and then looks like the parent came on and said, disregard those previous two questions from this account. This was a student, and he's very excited to be in third grade. So I kind of took off to the side there, but it was awesome. I wanted to say that because that is amazing that they were so excited to see you guys that they actually jumped on their parents' account to say those things. So that's awesome.
Yay, that's awesome. Well, we're very excited to have you too. We're excited for everybody. I think this is going to be an amazing school year. Well, a little bit about me, I guess. This is my 7th year at Sherman Elementary, and I taught, oh, there we go. That's me. So welcome to third grade. Next slide, please. So I've taught at Sherman for 6 years completed. This is my 7th year this year. I taught 1 year of 4th grade last year, and I did 3rd grade for 5 years before that. So I'm very excited to be back in 3rd grade. I absolutely love this grade level and all the fun things that we get to do. Next slide, please. So I am Miss Johnson. I'm 30 years old and I live in Boise. I have 2 dogs, 1 cat. I got my bachelor's degree at University of Idaho and my master's degree at Fort Hays State University of Kansas. Just this summer, I finished it. Yay! Next slide, please.
I'm Mrs. Cox. I'm going to be your student teacher this semester. I'm 29 years old. I live in Boise. I'm married and I have one daughter. She started kindergarten. She's also doing it online. We have 2 dogs and I'm studying at Boise State. I'm so excited to meet you guys and I can't wait for you guys to help me learn how to be a teacher.
Thank you, Mrs. Cox. Yeah. And I think she's going to step out real quick so that I can finish the slides without a mask on so you can see my face. There she goes. Bye-bye. So our daily schedule, before I talk about the daily schedule, I did want to take a moment to remind you about the parent survey that went home with your iPads. There was a little green paper in your baggies that has a QR code for parent surveys. This is just for you to fill out so that we have a little bit more information about your family and what's it going to look like at home so we can best support you in whatever way that we can. That being said, here is the daily schedule for our first week of learning. Next slide, please. So we have 3 different subjects that we're going to be focused on. As Mrs. Earl mentioned earlier, there are going to be certain sessions that are live. The one that we are really excited to have you for, well, we're excited to have you for everything. But the one that we will be live and recording is during the teacher guided interactive video for instruction. So that's where our main instruction is going to be during the school day. We will be recording that so that if you are out of service for whatever reason during that time, you still have access to that learning later on. The other times where we are live, we will not be recording, but we will be available for students to ask questions and work with us however they need to. So if there are 5 students who need help, I'm there for the 5 students who need help. We're really excited about this. Students are not required to be there during the small group practice, the exit ticket, or the live office hours. Those are just available in case a student needs help or if parents have questions or any of that. Next slide, please. About the schedules though, if there are any adjustments in the schedule that need to happen for whatever reason, we will make sure to let you know at least 24 hours ahead of time so that everybody has a chance to get prepared for that. Also, don't forget lunch at Sherman is available for students between 11:15 and 12:15. Now, next slide. Thank you. And the next one. So our participation guidelines for online learning, distance learning. Basically, we just want you to be there so that we can help you learn. We want your beautiful faces on our screens, camera on, but mic on mute until you are called on. This way, it allows for everybody to have that conversation and have a chance to talk, and nobody's talking over each other and taking another person's turn. Next slide, please. So work this year is going to be graded just like normal. Teachers are available live to help students with their work several times throughout the day. Please make sure that your students are taking advantage of this. That's why we love our jobs. We are there to help. We want to help students learn. We're excited about it. So please let us know how we can help you and your students complete their work. Next slide, please. Technology, just make sure your iPads get charged at night and your Apple Crayon, like Mrs. Vigil said earlier, can be charged about once a week. And headphones really do help to cut out noise in the background, just so that you can stay a little bit more focused. And it's easier for us to hear you when you're talking, but they are not required by any means. And next slide, please. These are the different ways that you can contact me, Remind or calling the school or email. And I also have my website up and available to view through the school's website. Thank you. I'm so excited to learn with everybody. It's going to be great. And next up is going to be Miss York.
Yay. Mr. Keith, do you have my slides?
You're good. You can come back.
Yes, I'm getting them on there right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll just go ahead and start. Hello and welcome to Open House. I am Miss York. I am in room 507. It's at the end of the 5th and 3rd grade hallway. I may be the last, but not the least, to say, welcome to 3rd grade. I'm so excited to be your teacher. A little about me. I went to school at Boise State University and graduated in December of 2019 after completing my internship and student teaching here at Sherman Elementary And let me tell you, I am so, so excited to be back at Sherman. You can go to the next slide. And the next one, and the next one. Perfect, thank you. Before I dive into anything else, this might be a little bit repetitive, but I just wanted to remind you about the parent survey. It's on the green welcome letter that all the students got in their Ziploc bag at device pickup. There's a QR code. I also have the link on my webpage that you can just click on and get to it easily. It's only about 10 questions and it will only take a couple minutes. The information is just to help us to know when your child will be online working. Next slide. This is our tentative schedule, as you saw from Ms. Johnson and Mrs. Earl. As you can see, we will be here from 8 to 3:30. We have our schedule broken down between 3 subjects: math, English language arts, and writing. We will have the core whole group instruction for 20 minutes for each subject. After that, we're going to stay live so that students have a chance to ask questions and get extra help if needed. At the end of each lesson, the students will have an exit ticket or a reflection that will take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to complete. At the end of each block, we will have live office hours to answer any additional questions from students or from parents. Also, the 20-minute core instruction will be recorded so your student can watch them at a time convenient for them if they can't make it to the live meeting. As Ms. Johnson and Mr. Channer said, lunch will be served from 11:15 to 12:15. They can come to the bus parking lot to grab it. And I'm sorry, there's a fly in here. Just like in the spring, the next day's breakfast will be in with that day's lunch. Next slide, please. As far as your appearance goes, it does not matter what you look like as long as everything is school appropriate. I just want you to show up so that I can help you learn as best we can. Be sure to turn your camera on because I want to see all of your smiling faces, and also be sure to mute your microphone when you aren't talking. That will reduce any static noise and it will be easier for everyone to have a chance to talk. Next slide. Technology. I will remind you of this every day to the point that you will think I'm being annoying. Plug in your iPad at night to charge so that when you get up in the morning, it's ready to go. Nothing is worse than getting up in the morning and having a dead iPad and not being able to join your meetings. Another thing to consider is using headphones during your meeting if you have some at home. This will cut out any background noise and it makes your voice louder so that we can all hear you during our meetings. Next slide. These are some of the platforms that we'll be using this year in 3rd grade, and we'll go through all of them next week as a class. Next slide. And finally, this is my contact information. You can always email me and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible during the school day. Also, I will be using the Remind app to help send out messages. I sent one on Tuesday and then another one today, so if you got that, you're good. If not, you can text the code that's on the slide to 81010, or you can just shoot me an email and I can add you on my end. Again, I just want to say that I'm so excited to work with you this year, and I can't wait to see how much fun we have as a class. See you on Monday.
Hey, great job there, 3rd grade. I am checking through the comments to see if there are any questions. I'm not seeing any questions here, but there's a couple of students, again, that have said how excited they are to be here. Here was another one that came up saying, this is Sean, the 3rd grader. This is the best, and I hope you have a great day. Again, if we go back to the other one here, just saying that they are excited to be in 3rd grade. So far, you guys are leading the way with no questions, which is amazing. It means you guys did a great job at explaining things, but then you guys are getting a ton of love out there. So that is amazing. So great job, 3rd grade. And as we transition out, I'm going to bring Mr. Stauffer back on and Mr. Channer as we say goodbye to 3rd grade here. And Mr.